Style, elegance, royalty. When you think of these words in the world of fashion, multiple names of companies could come to your mind. However, one name stands out of all the characters up there, a name that has dominated the Western fashion world for more than 100 years. Yes, we are talking about Gucci. Today, this high-end luxury fashion house is the oldest Italian fashion brand in operation. Fashion's one-stop solution for numerous celebrities, first women, and even the royal family. But did you know about the theatrical history of Gucci? With its humble beginnings from the bellboy and elevator operator of London's Savoy Hotel, which finally led to a murder case more than 100 years later. Welcome to Gemma Consult, and in this video, we talk about the fascinating history of the House of Gucci, the oldest Italian fashion brand in operation today. It all began in 1881 with the birth of Guccio Gucci in Florence, who was born to a leather maker. One could say that the leather around which Guccio grew up influenced his later craft. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. He left Florence and lived in London from 1895 and worked as a dishwasher, a bellboy, and the elevator operator at the Grand Savoy Hotel. This was indeed a life-changing job for Guccio, who observed and studied many rich and high-profile people of London and their elite fashion taste. He quickly grasped their preference for high quality, giving almost no regard to the cost. Another thing he noticed was that almost all of them traveled with an elegant handbags. This he later found out to be a status symbol. All of this knowledge would soon come in handy for him. Soon in 1915, after the breakout of the First World War, he was drafted into the army. And soon after the war, he returned to Florence and decided to pursue his dream of setting up a shop in the city. After a brief tenure of working with a maker of fine leather in 1921, he set up his first shop in Florence, naming it Azienda Individuale Guccio Gucci. He sold fine imported leather bags and luggage. Later, he started to specialize in creating his own leather bags and luggage. Although he struggled during the first few years after setting up the shop, he finally procured some loans from his future son-in-law and set up a complete crew to manufacture the goods. In 1938, his son Aldo convinced his father to open up a shop in Rome, which helped boost the brand's growth as after World War II, multiple soldiers visited the shop to buy bags and luggage for their loved ones. This was also when they implemented their trademark double G logo for their products. It's safe to say that business was booming for Gucci. Gucci's son, Aldo, Rodolfo, and Vasco were given their company shares, and later in 1953, Guccio Gucci passed away. By this time, the three brothers had expanded their operations to Milan and America. While Aldo led the process in America, Rodolfo made sure things in Milan were going smoothly, and Vasco was in charge of Florence. Soon, Vasco passed away and his share was passed on to his wife, which was quickly bought out by the other two brothers, who thus owned 50-50 of the claims. By this time, Gucci had already become the first preference of high-end celebrities and high-profile people such as Jackie Kennedy, Katharine Hepburn, and even Queen Elizabeth II. Gucci was leading the race to be the most unique luxury brand globally until their infamous family feud that cropped up in 1969 and lasted for more than 25 years. While Aldo gave a small share of the company to his sons Giorgio, Paolo, and Roberto, Rodolfo did not provide a single share to his only son Maurizio, who would later become an essential cog in the history of Gucci. The sons, however, were not as capable as their father, and Giorgio started off the first of the family feuds when he opened the Gucci boutique in 1969, which was absorbed by the company a few years later. Paolo moved away and started his own brand named Gucci Plus. However, in 1983, after the death of Rodolfo, Maurizio came into the picture, who had allied with Paolo for a brief period, when he was handed half the shares of the company. Interestingly enough, Maurizio launched an all-out legal war after giving a majority of the shares against his uncle Aldo to attain complete control over Gucci, which he later won. Another vital character was Maurizio's first wife, Patricia Reggiani, whom he separated in 1985. She was a considerable influence in Maurizio's life, although none of the other members of the family liked her. After gaining control of the company, he led the company for a while, selling 47.8% of his shares to a small but well-known Bahrain-based investment fund company known as Investcorp. Maurizio was named as the company's chairman in 1989. Although the production in the company went really well, it was a dark period for Gucci as its sales and market plummeted to a low position. Maurizio had to take the brunt of all the blame as he was criticized for his spendthriftness and not managing and allotting the money according to the need. This was during the year 1991 to 1993, and one could say that the ship of Gucci was heading towards the corporate iceberg. Maurizio was asked to sell his remaining share and walk away in 1993, which he did. He sold the rest of his claim to Investcorp for over $170 million. This move finally ended any association the family had over the company. Things got really twisted in 1995, as on the morning of 27th of March, Maurizio was shot dead just outside his office when he arrived at work. Later, Patricia Reggiani, his first wife, had hired a contract killer to kill Maurizio. Maurizio was in a relationship with a woman named Paola Franchi. The murder was out of Patricia's jealousy and want for money, as Patricia would not get any alimony had Maurizio married Paola. She served in prison for 18 years and was released in 2016. So, who's in charge of the company now? After Maurizio's death, Gucci ceased to control the family in any way, and Domenico De Sole served as a CEO after Maurizio's exit in 1994. The Italian business executive Marco Bizzarri is the current CEO of Gucci and has been the head since 2015. After its dark times from 1991 to 1993, Tom Ford became its creative designer and was primarily responsible for bouncing back from its hit. His sensual white dresses became an absolute favorite among the popular crowd and put Gucci back at its place as a leading brand. Since 2015, Italian fashion designer Alessandro Michele has been the company's creative designer, and the company has been doing well under him and Marco Bizzarri. Gucci became a publicly traded company named Guccio Gucci Spa in 1982. It's situated in Florence and is under the French luxury group Kering, which also owns other fashion brands such as Veneta Bottega and Yves Saint Laurent. It operates more than 500 shops throughout the world, and according to the reports in 2019, it has a net worth of about $9.62 billion. Interestingly enough, it has been confirmed during the Milan Fashion Week that happened a week ago that Gucci will be partnering with Adidas, bringing together the rich history of the two brands into the fashion mix. Boy, what a collaboration would that be! Now I can't wait to show off my Adidas and Gucci sneakers. If you would like to know more about Adidas's rich and dramatic history, make sure you check out our video about Adidas and Puma and the feud that happened between them. So there we have it. It was a company that was slowly built up by a bellboy who observed the elite guests at the hotel he worked in, how it was gradually expanded to Europe in the beginning and then to America. This infamous family feud included a bunch of lawsuits, a period of low point for the company, all of which culminated in a murder. Damn, who knew that so many things would happen during the rise of an Italian luxury company? If you like this video, make sure you check out our other informative videos, and until we see you again, goodbye.